Hello students, a very good morning. Today we have Unit 29 from Class 11's Compulsory English question answer series of a second poem titled A Red, Red Rose. Students, turn to page 246. Understanding the text. Answer the following questions. A. What does the speaker compare his love in the first stanza? Answer. In the first stanza, the speaker compares his love with a newly sprung red rose and a melodious tune of the music. B. What does the speaker promise in the second and third stanza? In the second stanza, the poet promises to love his sweetheart till the sea becomes dry, and in the third stanza, he promises to keep loving her till the rocks melt with the heat of the sun and till there is sand in the sea. C. What imagery does he use in his promise, and why do you think he uses such language? Answer. The poet has highly exaggerated the reality and has used various natural imagery objects such as sea, sand, rocks, and the sun to express his eternal or never-ending love for his sweetheart. This adds beauty to his poem. D. In the last stanza, what events is about to happen by mentioning the number of miles? D. In the last stanza, he has said that even if he travels 10,000 miles away from his beloved, he will come back to her again. So he has requested or begged her to wait for him. This suggests that he might be traveling to a faraway place or a foreign land. E. Which image in the poem do you find the most memorable or surprising, and why? Answer. The images that he uses in the third stanza, like till the sun goes dry and till the rocks melt with the sun, really touched my heart and surprised me, as only very intelligent people can think of these kinds of extraordinary images to use in one's poem. That is why this poem sounds so beautiful and unique. We feel that his love for his beloved is very true and real. Now, reference to the context. A. What can you infer about the speaker's devotion to his beloved from the following lines? And I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles. Answer. The given lines are taken from the poem A Red, Red Rose, written by the poet Mr. Robert Burns, who is a Scottish poet and a lyricist. From the given lines, we can say that even if he travels to far away places, he will come back to his beloved as he loves her very much and is truly devoted to her. So he asks her to wait for him. B. What is the theme of the poem? Answer. The theme of the poem is a sincere, dedicated love or true love. C. Paraphrase the whole poem into simple prose form. Answer. Prose form means in a simple written form that follows the natural flow of speech using an ordinary grammatical structures or in a formal academic writing structure, and not in a traditional poetry form which consists of different verses based on rhythmic meter or rhyming structure. So, in simple language, we can say that write in an ordinary writing form and not in a poetry form. So here it is. In this poem, the poet compares his beloved with a red rose freshly sprung in the June month, that means in the springtime. He also compares his sweetheart with the melodious tune of the music. He says that he is in such a deep love that he will love her till the sea goes dry, till the rocks melt with the heat of the sun, and till there is sand in the sea. And at last he tells his sweetheart to wait for him, as he will come back to her even though he travels 10,000 miles away from her. All these expressions of him shows his true and dedicated love for his beloved. D. Literary devices are tools that enable the writers to present their ideas, emotions, and feelings, and also help the readers understand those more profound meanings, imagery, alliteration, and assonance. Answer: the literary analysis of the poem shows that the poet has beautifully expressed his true love for his sweetheart using the literary devices. He has also described the beauty of his beloved so well. Some examples of how he has used the literary devices in his poem is given below. Simile. Two similes are used in this poem. Simile means to say that this is same as this, to compare something with another similar thing. Like in the poem, the poet has said, "My love is like a red rose," and also like a sweet melody. Or, in other words, he has compared his love with a red rose and with a sweet melody. These are the similes used in the poem. Symbolism, which means using symbols to represent something. Like the poet has used a red rose and melodious music as a symbol of his love. Imagery is a representation of something that can be experienced or understood through 5 senses. That means that can be felt by the readers. Just look at the imagery used in the poem. Red rose, rocks melt with sun, sea goes dry, sands of life runs short. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds in the same line, such as sounds of L and R in "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose." That is, the repetition of consonant sounds LL twice and RR thrice. Love, like, and red, red rose. Alliteration gives the poem the sweet sound and the flow. Now, assonance, it is the repetition of vowel sounds in the same line, such as sounds of I, that is E in the line, "I will love thee still, my dear." Will, E. Thee, E. Still, E. All these 3 have the same vowel sound E. We, thee, sti. This also makes the poem sound sweet and rhyming. E. What is hyperbole? Explain its purpose citing examples of hyperbole used in the poem. Answer: hyperbole is a literary device which is used to exaggerate a statement to show its importance. Like the poet has used hyperbole twice. Till the sea dries up and till the rocks melt with the heat of the sun. These are exaggerations the poet has used to emphasize his love for his sweetheart. F. What is refrain? Why is it used in the poem? Explain citing an example from the poem. Answer: the lines that are repeated at some intervals are called refrain. The line "and I will love thee still, my dear" is repeated in the second and third stanza of the poem. Refrain is used in the poem to put an emphasis or stress on certain things. It is to show the importance or main point of something in the poem. Here in this poem, it is to show his deep love for his beloved. The refrain is used. Now we have reached reference beyond the text. A. What kind of love is expressed in a red, red rose? Answer. A deep, true, and dedicated love is expressed in the poem A Red, Red Rose. B. Do you think that love has power? Why do poets compose poems addressing their beloved? Yes, of course. I think love has a great power. It can bring out the poetic or expressive qualities in a person. Love can turn an ordinary person into a great poet or a creator. Love can bring out the positive side in you and transform you into a saint, or it can totally destroy you or bring out the negative side in you and can make you the most evil person on this earth. Poets compose poems addressing their beloved as they want to immortalize their love in a poem by expressing their love for their beloved in a creative manner. The feeling of love makes them sentimental and highly expressive. Even an ordinary person can become a poet when he is in love. C. Poetry is the expression of feeling and emotions. Explain. Answer. Poetry is the expression of feelings and emotions. One can pour in one's feelings and emotions in a poem. It can be either good feelings or bad ones, and similarly, either positive or negative emotions. As poetry is a good and effective medium of self-expression, so we can find love, hatred, likes, dislikes, sadness, excitement, hope, despair, pain, doubt, compassion, desire, and admiration in a poem. This is all for today, students. Have a good day and see you all in my next class.